Hey guys, it's Sonia, and welcome back to our morning chats. We are talking every single day business over coffee. It's Sonia with Junk Monkey Paint Company here. Let's see if my moderators are in the room. We're going to get started. I see there's people here waiting already. How are you guys this morning? Say hello. I don't even know if you can hear that in the background, but it is the snowplow going by. And you know when the road is so icy that the blade goes over it and you can just hear it just like shaking and shifting, like just cutting through it. Oh my gosh, I looked out the front window and I can see the main road. And yeah, it is completely covered. And the snow that's coming out of the sky is not the big flakes. It's the really fine stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the really fine snow. Good morning, Sandy. It's the fine stuff that sticks and makes things treacherous. So yeah, so it's a snow day here. I'm excited. I love a good snow day. Hey, Chris, good morning. What are you getting into today, my friend? What are you getting into? Do you hear that? Uh-oh. Now I'm hearing a siren. Maybe the police got somebody. That sounded like not a accident, but rather maybe somebody got pulled over. Who knows? Uh-oh. Big happenings here on a Saturday morning. So today we're going to talk about what should you say on Facebook Live. I told you yesterday as we talked about Facebook Live, and we're really focusing on it over the last couple of days because Facebook Live is the #1 way to grow your business and it's free. So why not get better at it, right? At the end of the day, we want more people to put eyes on whatever it is that we're doing. So utilize what you got. Hey, Lisa, trouble. Yeah, right. Jerry says, coffee, coffee, coffee. Oh, I tell you. You know, can you imagine, like, you know, you probably have your favorite coffee. Think about that. And if somebody didn't take the time to package it and to create the coffee just right for you the way you like it, you'd be like, I'd be so sad if this business did not exist because my entire day changes, right? You guys have a product, a service, or solution that puts a smile on somebody's face, just like it puts for us coffee lovers, right? Hey, Shonda, good morning. Naomi's here. So we're going to talk about Facebook Lives. So it's Saturday, and good for you guys for being here, for investing in your business. I was listening to something yesterday, and the person was talking about, and the person is like a millionaire, billionaire, and they were saying that, do you know what? A lot of people think that you have to have money to have a successful business, and that if you got money, your business, you got it. Like it's going to work. It's going to be awesome. But you know what's more important than money? The speaker was saying knowledge, and knowledge will grow your business faster than not having knowledge and just having a pile of money. Because if you don't know where to spend it, or you don't know how to make wise use of it, or it just sits there and you have no idea where to put your energy and the money, right? Like what good is it to you? You're better off just getting the knowledge. And I have spent a long time learning, let me tell you that. And I did not build this business with Matt when we started off from the ground with any money. So I totally believe in that. And a lot of it comes down to just doing the work, the hard work, and showing up every day in your business. So it's Saturday right now, unless you're like around the pond, around somewhere else around the world, and maybe it's a different day for you guys if you're tuning in. And I don't care if you're here live or if you're here watching on replay. At the end of the day, the information stays the same and helps you grow your business, right? But it is Saturday. And for some of you guys, you might be debating whether or not you should go to the garage if you have a warm garage and paint, or, you know, or if you should go somewhere in your studio, in your house, the room in the house, sit to the table, wherever is your space, and work on your business today. And the answer is yes, you know. And so at the beginning, when you're building your business, people will even wonder, like, why are you even doing that? Why would you get up early, Sonia, on a Saturday? Just so that, you know what, you can do some extra work on a Saturday morning when the post office is open, and, you know, you can get extra stuff done this week or whatever, just getting up early and you know, working today when you could be tonight, maybe if I'm working any time of the day, you know, instead of going to a movie, instead of like binge watching on Netflix, you know, I can do all those things, but I make sure I get the priority stuff done first, right? And so when you first build a business, people don't understand why. Why would you want to give up a Saturday? Why would you want to like work 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon? Well, number one, you got that why. They don't have the same why as you, right? And maybe they are okay with their life the way it is, but you have a desire inside to change what you got, right? Well, if you do the very same thing day after day, what's that saying? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing day after day and expecting different results. And so if right now you take a look at your business and it isn't growing, then if you don't make a change, if you don't spend some more time on it, maybe today is your day to work on it. Maybe it's you finally got today off to spend some time on your business. because maybe you're working a corporate job during the week, right? So you got to take the time to spend on your business so you can change it, you can evolve it, and you can grow it, right? Pumpkin spice. Oh, that sounds really, really good. All right, so let's go in and talk about Facebook's the beginning, the middle, and the end, which sounds like a book. Basically, it's an experience that you are giving to your fans, to your followers, to the people who are finding your page, and giving them a glimpse as to what you are about, right? We already have decided, we know that business is about relationships. People are going to do business with you if they know that they can trust you. I mean, they can trust you with, if they feel like they can send you money and punch in their credit card, that alone on your website gives them a sense of security, and you're more likely to have somebody to make a sale with them if you can show them that you're not just going to take their money and run away. It was so funny. I think it was yesterday or the day before, as my page right now is reaching a lot of people, and there's new people every day finding me and what I do. There was somebody that wrote in the last couple of days below one of my videos of me painting, and she said, and she doesn't know me, but she says, I'm very skeptical of trying any of these products that I see on Facebook ads, right? It was like, I don't know if what I'm seeing, lady, if this is the paint really sticking, like you say, to that, to that end table. And she voiced that onto my page, right? And I wrote her back and I said, just stay tuned. You'll see the power of the joke monkey. You'll see what happens, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're consistently on your page, right? And people are seeing consistently what they're doing, and they're also consistently seeing you, then you know what, that wall, that barrier will drop, because they'll come to see what you're all about. And you have to think of it, you can't take it personal, but you have to think of it like, when you first meet a person and your guard is up because you really don't know, what they stand for. You don't know if you're going to like them yet, if you're going to really connect with them yet, right? And so you're a little bit standoffish. But every time you meet them, if you saw somebody at a party and you had very, very light conversation with them, and then you go to another party or a gathering, 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road, hopefully you're going to that party, like I said, at least twice on your Facebook page, doing 2 lives per week on Facebook. But if you go there again and they're the only familiar face, you're going to gravitate to them, right? You guys are saying hello to the same people that you see each day because you're taking your relationship a little bit further, right? And you guys will go on. If you're not already friends in here, just in this community alone, you'll connect with people that will go on to be your lifelong business buddies, the people who grew alongside of you. They get the struggles just like you're having right now. They're also trying to decide whether or not they should go and do a little bit of work today on their business, right? And fix something, whether it's on their website. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, right, when you have a business. And sometimes it's just taking the time as well to work on your business with a pen and a paper and sitting down and going, okay, what do I want to do this week? So if you're watching right now live or even on replay, it doesn't make a difference. Will you guys tell me, this past week, what is something that you've implemented into your business and how is it working? Have you had a win this week? Let's do an end of week win. Tell me something that you saw success for in your business, whether you took the time to do something and now something is up and running, or you tried something and you're like, oh, wow. Maybe you tried your Facebook Live for the first time. Maybe you started posting on your Facebook regularly. You tell me, maybe you got your business name nailed down, your Facebook business page was created. Tell me something that you saw a win in this week, because I want to know. So Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives or YouTube Lives, it really makes no difference. It's you projecting yourself to your audience in video. The biggest difference you need to know that is if you go live on Instagram, it disappears after 24 hours, okay? So if you're just doing the regular live on Instagram, it's going to disappear after 24 hours. There are ways that you can save what you're doing and pull it into highlight folders. But just in general, if you do a live on Instagram and you don't do anything else with it, it's going to disappear after 24 hours. All right. So therefore, a lot of people are like, do I really want to do Instagram lives? So I don't know necessarily if you need to do a standalone Instagram live. For some people, they'll set up 2 different phones if they have it, or a laptop and a phone, or borrow their spouse's phone. Anytime that I go live on 2 different places, I'll just be like, hey, Matt, babe, I need to borrow your phone real quick, right? And that way you can broadcast twice. So if one disappears, you know what, this work over here stays anyhow, right? So just know that if you're going to do a lot of work for Facebook Live, it's going to disappear. And so you got to think about your time and how you're using it, right? But do I think it's important? Yes, because you'll start to learn that Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, those are all different pockets of people. And there are people that cross over, but typically each platform has its own style audience, right? Remember when the kids used to all be on Facebook? Well, now they're gone somewhere else. Now it's TikTok, right? Now they're all over on TikTok. And I remember when Snapchat, they're still over on Snapchat as well. And the adults moved to, more of the adults moved to Facebook. The kids went, I'm out of here. And now you're going to find generally a different age bracket of an audience when you're on Facebook, because, you know, if you're around my age or older, you're probably using Facebook, right? But if you're younger, you're probably somebody who might be doing Facebook, but chances are you're also doing Instagram as well. Instagram is definitely a different sort of vibe. You're going to find a lot of a younger audience. So it's not that you shouldn't be, you should only be one place. You just have to say to yourself, where would my audience go, right? Would your audience be on TikTok? Would your audience be on Snapchat? Or are they more likely to be on Facebook, right? And just think about the people that you know. If you had to poll the people, right, around you, or the people that have purchased stuff from you, how about we use that? Knowing the people that have purchased the stuff from you, you have seen their face. Maybe you've dropped it off to them in person. And when you see them, you know, are they likely, or you can even ask them, you know, are you on TikTok? And they'll be like, what? No, or whatever they say, right? Depending on what you sell, because our audiences go different places. So just know that about Instagram, and I'm going to talk more about the different platforms and how to use them as we continue to move forward. So in the beginning, when you do a Facebook Live, make sure you do a greeting. That's what a good host does. Say hello, say your complete name, not just your first name, and say the name of the business that you are with, okay? So remember that when you're putting out live video, your hope, right? The reason why you're taking your energy to do this is somebody else's platform, but this is a vehicle to help grow your business and to be able to get your business word out there, right? Have the best product, but nobody knows about it. We don't want that to happen. So we're going to take the time to do a Facebook Live to say hello, say the name of your business. So imagine if your Facebook Live goes viral, and there are people out there, things that will go on, that will happen in your business, where people will go ahead and they'll take your video. They can like cut your video off of a platform. They can steal your photos, all that stuff. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff that happens. But always make sure as well that you say your name and your business name, so you know that's attached to your video. That is in your video, right? It's like when you watermark your photos, right? Your logo is in your photo, right? That's a good thing. And so anything that you can do to help that along, like I said, is a good thing. So say hello, say the name of your business. One of the other reasons why you want to say the name of your business, if you look at me, Junk Monkey Paint Company, if I say, hi guys, it's Sonia Miller with Junk Monkey Paint Company, then you know I've already said the word paint. So if you've never watched one of my videos before, okay, chances are this girl named Sonia is going to do something that involves some paint. All right, so when people see me paint a piece of furniture, then you know what? I've probably already just like warmed them up, massaged them a little bit to go, okay, I should expect, all right? If I'm somebody who doesn't like to paint stuff, then this page is probably not for me, right? You want to attract the people that are for you. You don't want to be everything to everyone. And so that is why the closer you get to finding your ideal audience, the stronger your audience will be. The cords that make up your business will be, because you'll have the right people in front of you. And when, you know, you'll learn in business that you don't need a giant page. Like I'm talking like with hundreds of thousands of millions of followers to have $1 million business, right? You can actually have a business that has a nice substantial amount of followers, not crazy numbers. The numbers don't mean anything, really. It can, but it also can't, right? Because you can have a powerful audience in front of you that wants everything that you have, because they stand behind everything that you're doing as well. So your goal is to create an audience that loves you and loves what you're doing and gets what you're doing and supports you, right? And what will happen is those people will be, word of mouth is so important. Those people will tag their friends, because they're friends with people who are generally like them, right? They found you. Now it just continues to grow. And you just become a big old, I don't know, what would you call it? You just become a big old force to be reckoned with, right? You can't stop. It just keeps growing and growing. So your greeting, what your business name is. So I just said my name has the word paint into it. That's a good indication of what I do, right? And if somebody hears me say that and they want to get better at painting, then you know what? That's a trigger word like, okay, all right, this is probably what I should watch as well. I like what I'm seeing. The other reason is maybe your name doesn't contain the name of what you actually do, which is totally okay. This is why I'm saying it's going to be important for you to do the very next thing in your opening of your Facebook Live. So does your name right now, while I'm taking a sip of my coffee, does your business name include a word of what it is that you do? And if it doesn't, it's okay. Maybe it's your name. But this is why, to prove a point here. Yay! Everybody do a silent cheer. Oh my gosh, so that your husband or anybody else in the room thinks you're weird. Look at all this good stuff going down. Oh my gosh, look at this. Sandy, learning how to do that invite button that I showed you guys earlier on. She says, it helped her invite 75 new followers. She started posting pics and videos consistently, doing her homework. And she said she had 475 engagements compared to just 2. Girl, you are rocking it. I am so proud of you. And that's what we're doing here. We're building it brick by brick. Oh, that is wonderful. Okay. So if your business has the name in it, that's a good thing, a little clue of what you're doing. But if it doesn't, totally okay. But when you do your opening on your Facebook Live, hi, my name is Sonia with the name of my paint company. Right? Here's what my business is. And now you're going to throw in a little bit of that elevator speech. You know what we talked about with the elevator speech earlier on? Give me 1 to 2 sentences about what you do in business. All right. So that's going to be important for those of you who don't have something in your name that gives a clue. Let's say, for example, your wildflower studio. That could mean a lot of stuff. You could be a photographer. You could be a painter. You could, oh my gosh, there's so many things. I mean, when you think about an art studio, you could be into beading. You could be into cake making, right? But in order to find your right tribe of people, giving that little elevator speech at the beginning of your Facebook Live. Hi, I'm Sonia. This is the name of my business. So for example, in here, when I do Facebook Live, not Facebook Lives, when I do YouTube Lives in here, what do I say? Hey, it's Sonia Miller with Junk Monkey Paint Company. And then I say, welcome back to our, we're going live 365 days a year. But I always say this is where we talk business over coffee every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? That is pretty much in a nutshell what we do here. We talk business every single morning so we can all stay in the same frame of mind, learn tips and tricks to help move our business forward so we don't have to work harder. Instead, we're working smarter, right? That's what we do. And when you say that, it can change over time. It will come out different every sort of way you say it, like every day you say it. And some days you might forget. You can say it in the middle of what you're doing, but ultimately you want it at the beginning. It's progress over perfection. And if you forget, that's okay. You know what? We never lose. We always learn, remember, right? So if you go, gosh darn it, I should have said that. Then you know what? Say it tomorrow. Say it tomorrow. It's all a work in progress, right? So work on your 2 sentences, because those 2 sentences, the overall of what you do in business, will take you places, will help you in social settings when you only have this amount of time to tell somebody about what you do. And that little bit of what you tell them without overwhelming them and not writing a book or a paragraph will determine whether or not they will go on to ask you more questions, right? So really hone those 1 to 2 sentences about what you do overall. I don't need to know all the services that you offer and how much they are. Sometimes you dabble in this, and sometimes you dabble in this. Remember, you probably have an overarching theme of what your business is about. And that's the part you have got to decide and really figure that out, right? Everybody's giving everybody love this morning. We all need love, don't we? Okay, all right. So the other thing you should include in your beginning is what you are going to be doing. All right. So, and this is part of what we said yesterday, having a plan before you go live so you're not wasting people's time. You have a general idea of what you're going to be talking about, right? Before I came on live today, I already took my notes and I have I'm going to do a train of, what do they call it? A train of thought, right? When I'm just going to spew it out. But I also have a topic because there's a ton of things that we could talk about. And so you want to keep it as tight as possible. It is live video, and yes, you can go off on tangents, but the most important thing is that you bring it back home, right? You never forget what you actually came on live to do. So in the middle, what you want to do is definitely, you're doing your thing, right? So you've told them what you're going to be doing. Now we're going to, I've just been using the example of, I'm going to show you how I make these gnomes. We're going to DIY them together. I'm going to show you all the steps, all right? Now, when you get from the beginning and you said that a little bit, all those things, you're saying your hello, your business name, you're saying your elevator speech, and you're saying what you're going to be doing, that could take like minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. All right. It could take you a bit of time to get that out. Keep it as concise as possible. You don't want it to go too long. But if I told you you're trying to you're trying to do a live video that's 10 minutes, well, that's a couple minutes for you to really explain what you're going to be doing after you introduce yourself. Then you know what? Then that takes up a chunk of time, all right? It already bites off some time. Now, you got some time now, the middle of it, the belly of it, to actually do the project that you're going to be doing. Today, we are going to make these beautiful mugs together, right? And that's when you tune in now to your friend in front of you. And what would your friend like to know, all right? That's when you just forget how many people are in the room and you totally go into the topic of, all right, let me help you. So you've been asking me how I do this. Zone into the right in front of you. Who cares how many people are watching? Whether it's 1, whether it's 500, doesn't make a difference. Every time you do it, you get better at it, you get concise, and you can get your message across quicker because things just start to, like, you train your brain when you're doing lives. So I want you to interact with people as you're doing your live and you're cutting with your scissors. Anything that comes to your mind, be natural. When I cut with scissors, I'm always, say the things that you think, right? Filter yourself if you're thinking things that you shouldn't say, but I'm talking about things like scissors, oh yeah, this is my pair of scissors. And should I tell you that I use them for everything? Do you guys have a pair of scissors that you keep specifically for cutting fabric? Like, did you have a grandmother that would yell at you if you took her scissors? Be human and interact with your people. And that was a question that I asked, right? Ask questions as you go. People don't always want to just hear you talk. They want to also give. Right now in the comment section, you guys are giving to each other. You're talking back and forth, and you're also inspiring each other, and you're making connections with each other, right? Do that. The number one way when you're into a group like this, into a coaching group, and you're like, boy, I really want to do this. I'm dedicating every day to listen to Sonia talk for 30 minutes or however long she goes for. And, I want this to be an impact on me. One of the greatest ways you can have an impact is be in the comment section and be interactive, because you're like mapping your brain. All right. You're blueprinting your brain here for business. You're speaking it. When you speak it, when you type it out, when you write it out, there's a greater chance of it happening. You are becoming accountable. You're now finding people. You're in this. You're inspiring other people. You guys are doing lives right now, and the friends you're making in this group are showing up to support you. I know, because I've been watching. I've been seeing what happens, right? And I know your names. That's when you're starting to see things, right? You're starting to see things happening. And so be interactive and be a part of it, right? It's like winter, okay? Winter's out there right now. And if I take part in winter, I'm going to have a better experience. But if I come at it from the perspective of, I'm never going to go outside. I hate winter. I hate it when the white stuff falls. I'm freezing to death. It's not as enjoyable. Business is enjoyable when you get interactive with other people, and you start really, really thinking about all the possibilities, and you're sharing all the good stuff, the wins, and you're even sharing your struggles of how you need to get help and how you can do it better, right? Business gets better when you're not alone, all right? And you're interactive. So asking good questions. Now, I already talked to you about questions. Go back and watch that training on questions if you missed that one. But that's how, when you ask a question, if you can be specific with a question and not just ask, guys, okay, who's ready for this question? Can you tell me this morning, on this Saturday morning, is your brain in gear? And tell me, I don't know, tell me what you think about the universe. Like, tell me all the things. Tell me what you think of X, Y, Z, some big, big things. When you're like, my brain can't wrap around that, Lasagna. Ask me this morning something that I could actually answer. So you have to do that to your audience as well. You have to make sure that you're not asking questions that requires too much thought, right? That's a lot. And yes, your super fans might go there, the people who will really, really take the time to answer that question. But for the most part, remember that we're all busy people. We have a lot going on. So if you can, if you want to generate interaction, make it easy on your audience and ask them a this or a that. Would you prefer the red fabric or the blue fabric? Do you have a piece of fabric that you're seeing right now that I have in front of me on my table and that you're absolutely drawn to? Is it the red or is it the blue, right? Yes, go catch up, girl. Every video on here, I give a truth nugget. I give something to move your business forward. And if you put them all together, you'll have the whole secret sauce. So the next thing I want to tell you guys to do, this is an important one, talking about secret sauce, all right? Stuff that people don't do on their live videos because they think they just look at it as one big blob, one big video. No, beginning, middle, end, all right? And we're talking about the middle part right now, all right? So I'm going to do something that is what I'm going to tell you guys to do on video. And guys, if you're just joining me right now on my live broadcast here, what we're doing is we're talking about the things you should say in the beginning, the middle of your live streams, whether it's live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram. This is the way you build your Facebook Live, and you want to split it apart and think of it as it having structure within your live video. These are the things you should do every single live video to help your success with as you grow your business, okay? So if you're just tuning in right now at the beginning, I already did my opening, right? But people jump on live video at all different times. Remember, I said go at least 10 minutes when you're doing live video. If you go longer, go for it, right? What you never want to do is go so long that you're just going long just to go long, because at that point you're going to lose your audience, right? And people are going to, I'm never even going to come back and watch that girl again or guy again, because I don't know, that was just a waste of time. Like, why were they even keeping us on a live video? I had to click off, right? So if you go longer, if your subject matter dictates that you go longer, go longer. I mean, if you're painting a piece of furniture, you're going to have to go longer than 10 minutes, right? If you choose to do it all in one setting, right? That's normal. And you're going to be doing something throughout. When it passes the 10-minute mark, you still got stuff to do in your video. Totally cool. But there are people, the way the Facebook algorithm works is that it's always putting you into feeds. And imagine when somebody shares your video and passes it on in their friend feed, Facebook then is spidering it out to all of them, right? It just continues to go. And the longer you go, if your title is right and you've written a nice, catchy title, we're going to talk about titles. If you have your backdrop right, your lighting is nice, you can attract somebody to click on that video and to jump into your video and they've never ever seen you before, right? So imagine if that happens. And I don't know, you're at this point, you said you're opening at the when you first opened, and now you're going 10 minutes in, 7 minutes in, 6 minutes in, whatever. You can say it a couple times, just not too much, but at least a second time, remind them somewhere in the middle of what you're doing. Friends, if you're just joining me, it's Sonia with Jug Monkey Paint Company. And, you can even say your elevator speech again. It's me, you know me. I love to junk and thrift and pick and treasure hunt and give new life to old things. I want you guys to find your own elevator speech. Don't ever do something that somebody else is doing, because that's part of you that makes you special. That is your own fingerprint. Never, ever get cookie cutter in your business, right? That is what makes your business stand out in what you might feel is an oversaturated world. Well, there might be a lot of houses out there that look the same. Build your house different, okay? Because you got your own personality. You can put your own spin on it. You have your own verbiage. You'll hear me use words like brownie, frowny. You know what I mean? Just create your own, whatever it is, that things that you would say, even if there's words that they don't even really exist. But you know what? You can make that part of your brand because you say that, right? Because you have a word. And sometimes it's funny to hear new words that people say. And so totally okay to do that. But yes, remind them what they are watching, all right? What they are watching. Think about that. Even when you watch a new video on like Netflix or something like that, in last week's episode, right? They're always reminding you. Sometimes we need a good reminder. And sometimes you have new people coming on, all right? Now, the other thing that you can do when you're in the middle of your live video is ask your people watching if they'd be so kind that if you are loving what I'm doing, I would love it if you would take a moment to share this video, pass on the love, and that would be awesome, right? Say it in your own way. But basically, I'd love it if you take a moment to share my video. Say that. Don't say it at the beginning. How can people share something that they don't even know if you're giving value with, right? Give the value and then let them make the call, all right? You can prompt them, right? That's what's called a call to action. And you can say that to them because they're so enthralled with what you're doing that they might not even think to share. So it's totally okay, guys. If I'm giving you value, basically, right? If you love what you're seeing, if you think this would help somebody else out there, I would love it if you take a moment to share my video. Say it in your own way, in your own loving way, but that's what it comes down to, right? You can ask people, send me some hearts if you love what you're seeing. I'm just trying to think. Give me a thumbs up if you love what I'm seeing. Leave me a comment of, what you think of what I just done right here. If you like it, whatever, right? That's promoting interaction and asking them to do something specific. And for some people who will never want to show up in your comment section, you know what they will do? Give you a thumbs up or give you a heart, right? It's like an anonymous way. Now, remember, Sonia taught you how to go ahead and do the invite option. Go back and watch that video if you missed it, because when your video is done, you can go back in and all those interactions, you can invite them to like your page. So if there are people that are interacting with your page, if they're interacting, they love what you're doing, you already have a proven track record, why not send them a page invite? They're already doing that. They're already leaving you love, but they haven't taken the time to like or follow your page. So after you're doing live video, if you've been doing that invite option and you've been doing it under regular post, do a live video, learn how to do that the same way, except it's through you're clicking on the post that's a live video. There's always more people there because live video, say it with me, brings more people, brings the potential to do more invites. So if you think you're rocking and rolling with just post right now, doing that invite option that I showed you guys how to do, wait till you get into video, okay? All right, on the very end, all right, the end of your video, what do you say when you're done and your project is completely done? All right, that gnome is now DIY'd, that mug is completely done, whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, this applies, I always say, to anything. If you're in the real estate world, all right, you just gave the tour of the new house that came on the market. What do you do at the very end of your video? Well, you're always going to say thank you. Think about you're a host, right? What do you say when your guests leave? Thank you guys for spending some time with me. Thank you guys for watching. They didn't have to. They didn't have to. Never forget to say thank you to your customers, because you wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for them, right? You might have a hobby, but you wouldn't have a full-on business if nobody supports you. So never forget to say thank you very, very much for spending some time with me today, for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate you guys doing this. I hope I have done my job and taught you something here today. So that's how I could end this video today. Thank you guys for watching with me. I hope that you've learned something today. I hope I've done my job and shared something with you, motivation, a piece of information, something you'll think about to help move your business forward, right? The stuff that we've talked about so far today of what to include in your live videos. And I could also do a quick recap, right, really quickly. We talked about saying hello, greeting, saying the name of your business, doing your elevator speech, talking about what you're going to be doing in the live. Never forget that you're going to be interacting, reading comments, asking questions, remind them what they're watching. Feel free to ask them to do a share, give a heart, all right? And now we're cluing up in what you should wrap up in. And do you see how already all those things are like, wow, it's not so scary after all, because by the time I get through all those things, man, time will have passed. The chances are I'll be to a 10-minute video. This is good. So say thank you. You can do a wrap up of what they just learned, just like I just did. All right, guys, I showed you how to take a ceramic mug that I found at Walmart that was just plain. And I showed you how to take the Junk Monkey paint and do a really cool paint pour over the top of it that makes your mug look all drippy. And then I showed you how to seal it. And now this is going to be a mug that I'm going to use in my art studio, and I'm going to put my paintbrushes into it. You know, great question. What would you guys use it for? This is a decorative mug. So how would you decorate with it? Would you put a plant into it? Would you put some lavender into it? You know, ask some questions. Ask some questions. And then at the end of your thank you, you can then do another action step, which is, okay, so now the video is ended, all right? So this will be an action step for me today. Friends, I would love it if you would take a moment to share this video onto another social media that you have, your Facebook page. We are so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, which will unlock the vault of more fun things that we can do here in our morning group on this YouTube channel that I've set up for you guys. So I would love it if you would take a moment when we're done. I think you just have to hit the 3 buttons when this video closes out, or go to the top right now. It'll give you do you want to share this link? Go ahead, open up your Facebook page and drop it in there. Or if you go to the top of my Facebook page, you can share it from there as well, the entire channel. But I would love it if you would take a moment to do that, right? You could do that. When you give them people value, they will do that for you. They will support you for it, because you know what? It supports the greater good. You want to see more from that creator that you love, right? How do you help them keep their business doors open? How do you help them come up with the energy to do what they do every single day and keep them motivated so they keep showing up for you, giving you free content, creating for you for free, giving you ideas? You support them. And it doesn't cost a penny, right? It's just being social on social media, supporting those that you love. And you do that for other people because you would want people to do that for you, right? Right now, you're growing your business and you're like, gosh, I just wish more people knew about me. You know what? And if a bunch of us in here shared you onto our channels, that makes sense, right? You want to keep people that makes sense within your brand, because you don't want to confuse your audience. We're going to talk about that as well. But you know, when you get a share, you're like, thank you so much. It always brings new people, right? And then it gives you more feedback for more great things that you can do. It makes your community stronger, and it's more interactive. And people want community, right? In this day and age, especially when you can create a place on the internet where people can come and hang out, where it's just so negative. And there are a lot of people who are like, I don't even want to open my Facebook page right now, right? And so you can be the place for people to go, where when they tune in, you leave them better than you found them, right? You're educating them, you're inspiring them, you're bringing a smile to their face. You're doing something today for them, and it's not for you. It's for them that's going to make a difference. And do you think they're going to remember you for that? Yes, they are, right? So that's how that part works. But pick an action step. So at the end of a video, let's say, for example, now yesterday I talked about all the ideas that you can do for your Facebook Lives, right? Did you watch that one? I gave you a ton of ideas, right, and told you guys to start thinking about what you could take out of that list and turn into a Facebook Live for yourself. So based on that type of video that you picked, whether it's something, maybe it's a new service that you're offering, okay? I said that could be a great Facebook Live. It doesn't always have to be a DIY or, an action type video. It could be a talking video. And let's say, for example, you came on and you said, friends, I've done something I've wanted to do for a long time. You guys have been asking me for this, going, Sonia, where is there a place where I can go online and buy your stuff that I see you make? I wanted to let you know today, come on live and tell you that I finally got my website made. It is SoniaMiller.com, whatever. The action step to a live video like that is, friends, I would love it if you would take a moment to go check it out, go see it. If you have any suggestions, let me know. You can do that too, ask for feedback from your audience, but I would love it if you would take a moment to at least go check it out, right? That is asking your people to go do that and check out your website. I can get on and say, I have a website and tell people about it, but I can also part B, and again, wrap it up at the end as an action step after I've told them about. Over on there, you're going to see a daily blog from me. You're going to see a weekly blog from me. You're going to see all my products listed, all the services and all the prices, because you guys keep asking me for all the prices, and it's all different. So I decided to put it on my website, like a menu of what it is. You can, for a lot of people, this was an amazing breakthrough for a lot of people who were in my paid coaching. And I talked to them. I did a talking on how to set up and the idea of setting up like appointments on your website. For some of you guys that are appointment based, that could be big, not having to take appointments over the phone and having a website set up where people can do that, right? We'll get into that as well here on the YouTube channel. But, telling people the features, right, of what your website has, and then saying, guys, I would love it if you go check it out. So these are all the things that it offers, and just go check it out. I would love it. Get familiar, bookmark it. That's a call to action, asking somebody to take action on what you're talking about, right? And that's where people go. They get familiar, they bookmark it. So then, you know what? When they need their junk monkey paint, they know exactly where they're going to go, right? It's all part of growing your business. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing. Oh my gosh, I love all the hearts. Vintage Wear is Fine says, haul videos are fun. Yes, change it up. And you'll start to know what other people like in your business, because here's the last thing I'll leave you with, all right? Because I could talk to the cows come home, because can you tell? I love business. So go in business with something that you love. You won't need to script your business. It'll just poureth forth because you can't hold back, all right? And when you create a tribe of people that love it, it's just like, wow, it is like hit the go button, right? It's just a wonderful feeling, and you feel like you're in sync with your purpose, right? Everybody wants to have a purpose. Everybody wants to feel fulfilled and figure out what it is they're meant to do. And so the more you put yourself out there, you get clarity through action. And you don't get clarity. Why do businesses evolve and change over time? It's because they are the smart ones that look at what their audience is asking for, and they evolve and they change, and that helps them keep the doors open longer. That helps them be able to serve even better, right? And build relationships, and like a tree that has good roots, right? So it's normal for businesses to evolve and to change. And even if you started a business, I don't know, last year in 2019, and you're like, man, the more I think about it, this is not the business for me. You know what? That is brave for you to recognize that, you know what, maybe I got to change it up, right? Business owners can be brave when they pivot, when they change, when they make the hard decisions. That's a sign of a good business owner. Some people might be afraid to make the change. Some people, they're afraid of what's to come. It's a hard decision. What will people think? You got to do what's best for you, right? Maybe for some people, closing down a brick and mortar and going totally online. For some people, bringing online with a brick and mortar, changing out the style of how they do business. Totally up to you. You're the CEO of your business. And so you should be able to do whatever the heck you want to do. All right. So at the very last, and set your business up that way. Set your boundaries up and let people know that at the end of the day, when you make a change, it's because you are in control, right? So at the end of the day, when your Facebook Live is finished, you can then go and look at the numbers. You can go. And remember, I always tell you that more people will watch on replay versus live. That is just what happens, all right? Not everybody works different times. Not everybody can show up on your live video as much as they would want to. Remember, we're here building a business. And you know what? Right now, we might be able to go live in the middle of a day, but some people have to work today. And they can't wait to get home to see your video because they saw it yesterday, the day before, or last week or whatever, and they loved it. And they know that every time you show up, there's always something to glean from what you're saying. There's always something they're going to learn, and you're going to leave them better. Therefore, when they get off of work, they'll watch on replay. They'll catch up, right? How many times have you heard people, oh, I can't wait to catch up on your videos, right? They will watch you just like they watch any other show. We produce our own shows. So at the end of your video, take a look at the analytics part of it, all right? And this is why when you have a business page, you get analytics. And this is why you don't do lives and you don't set your business up on your personal page, because you'll never be able to have the analytics. Plus, it's against the Facebook rules, right? You have a business page. You can play around in analytics. It will show you all your videos. It will show you the ones that got the most interactions, the most reach. That piece of information, remember, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. Your customers are telling you what they love it when you do. All right. So do more of that. Boom. Well, boy, if they love that little boy gnome that I did yesterday, then I can't wait to come back on and go, girl, you got to learn how to do the little girl gnome that has the braids on the side. All right. You see what I'm saying? So if they love that and they showed up, then you just do it again. So, and maybe one of the things that you can do for your live as well, if you want to plan your lives out more, you could even say, you could even do a live going, thank you for all your support when I did that live yesterday and I showed you how to do the little boy gnome. You guys loved it. It was one of the best videos I ever done, or got the most feedback on. I heard from a lot of you guys. And so I decided that I'm going to go out and gather the materials, and I'm going to now do a live this coming Friday at 3:00, and it's going to be the girl. It's the partner to the boy. So if you like that one, come back for this one. Mark your calendars. You can also create events on your Facebook page, something else for us to do a tutorial on. So if you already know how to do that, you can do that as well. Go into the event section, upload a photo, whatever, put on a title, the time it's going to happen. And it's going to be right at the top of your Facebook page, right? But if not, just doing a live, talking about it, coming up this Friday, and promote that you're going to be live so people can hopefully get there, or at least watch you on replay, right? You pick the time that works best for you and your audience to go live. But when you can look back over what's actually working, just do more of that, right? Because you're here trying to figure out what your audience wants. Some businesses will fail because they try to be all the things to everybody. When what happens is it's the clarity through action, and you start to do stuff, and you start to realize what people are coming to you for. And you carve out a nice little niche for yourself because you become the person with the superpower that knows how to do this. And guess where they're going to go every time they know how to do this? They're going to want to come to you. For me, I stay in what I truly love, which is doing distressed furniture, rustic furniture, antique furniture, shabby chic furniture, farmhouse furniture, call it what you like. When people go, farmhouse is going out, I'm just thinking to myself, the word farmhouse might go out, but it's going to come back in a different term. Okay. That's just what happens. All right. Because it's basically all the same thing. All right. Furniture that looks cozy and looks like it's been around for a long period of time. So it's never going to go away, because you know what? I'm never going to stop loving it. And there's going to be people like me that will never stop loving it either. But so just know that when you have a place in the world, and when people say, do you always have to do that? You know what? I've created my business around what I love, and I found that there's a lot of other people that love it too. I'm sure there's some other channels you could go watch if you want to see people that, I don't know, do high shellac gloss finishes. I just have a style that I like. And when you stay in your lane, you're known for something, right? Again, not trying to be everything to everyone. And when you do that, you harness the power of creating a very strong community of people who are like-minded, right? And that community, that small, mighty community, continues to grow and get tighter because we all love the same things, right? I don't even see it anymore. I can't remember the last time somebody came to me and said, oh my gosh, are you really going to distress that? Because by now they have figured it out. If they haven't already figured it out, all right, that if you like this style, tune into Sonia, because she will do it over and over again, all right, because she loves it on every piece of furniture, and that's just her style. And so you attract people that like the same thing that you do. All right. And so therefore, you're not every day trying to justify why you're doing this, right? Just go to another page. You have established yours as to what you love to do. Chandra says, I'm nervous about inviting people that I know are already following, might irk them. Sometimes Facebook will do weird stuff like that where it's almost like it forgets, but it will actually tell you'll see when you do the invite feature. You remember how it says invited already? So it's grayed out. You can't invite people who are already invited. All right. So you're going to go after the buttons that are like they look like they're activated, like you can punch on top of that says invite. And every once in a while, because it's technology, somebody might get an invite that's already invited. Don't even worry about that because that's pretty slim. The people that Facebook show you to invite are the people that don't like your page. All right. They might be following your page. Maybe that's where you're thinking about. Because remember, liking and following are two different things. And sometimes people might just follow your page, but not like your page. You're inviting people to like your page. All right. So when they hit like, they show up as being part of your base followers. Oh, good, Jen. So then I answered your question as well. So yeah, just because somebody follows and you know they're following your page doesn't mean that they already like your page, right? And so when you're doing that invite option, the people that are showing up are the people who didn't actually like your page. They follow your page, but you need them to hit the like, right? And that's how you see that number increase of how many people like this page. Totally cool. Some active invites are likes and followers. Tested it with my daughter. So this is where I talk about it's technology and sometimes Facebook glitches, but it's really not going to make a difference. There's a section like when somebody invites you to like their page, you either just glaze over it. You know what I mean? You just pass on it, but I wouldn't stop doing it. I would definitely not stop doing it. And if you know right now that already some people like your page and that's just a Facebook glitch, then it sounds like you already know. Just don't invite them. Just move on to somebody else, right? But you're not going to know. There is no way when you get a ton of likes and followers who is doing what. And at any given time, somebody can unlike your page, right? So at the end of the day, if you know for sure, just avoid it. But if you don't, do the invite because it's not like it's a button that you're pressing and all of a sudden their phone is going to blow up, right? We know just scroll past something if you know you're already liking their page, right? Easy peasy. Yes, do it. I would not hold back. And if there's any that you're like, I feel like they might have already liked my page, just breeze on by. Brittany says, did my third live went from 3 to 15. And this is the part I actually had a great time. Yes, every time you do a Facebook Live, you will go further and further into the Facebook algorithm. And those 3 people that loved you the first time, they show up the second time. Sometimes they bring friends with them. One of the features on Facebook is when you go live, people can see what you're watching. So sometimes you will go live, people will watch you, and then those friends within their feed go, what's Sonia watching? And that you ever do that? You ever be on a live where all of a sudden your friends are like, my goodness, Aunt Carol, what are you doing here? Right? It's because when people are watching live, other people can see what they're watching. A lot of times it appears in the feed, and they will jump on too, just because they're curious, right? Jan says, did you have a list of questions when you were painting the candle stand last night? No, I actually never write down questions. I have learned to just be me. So I just talk as it comes to me. That's like I always say here that when I go live, I have no idea what I'm really going to say. I have my topic. I have my, my outline. The rest that fills in just become natural. And you can help play off your questions, I guess is the best way. People who are asking you questions, talk to people. That's a great way to fill out your Facebook Live and to also build relationships and get to know the people who are following you so you can serve them better. Good. Bridget says, we are learning so much from you and each other. Love it. That's why I'm doing it. Let's see here. Sandy says, love you girls and watching everybody grow. We're growing together. That's right, Chris. Well, if you want that, yeah, I'm in the wrong movie. You're in the wrong movie. That's right. Just be you. Be unapologetically you. Just be you. And you know what? When you do that, I couldn't tell you how many times I get messages from people. Like when I do a piece of furniture and you hear me say, oh, I never expected that to happen. Well, I kind of like that. That's really cool. I'm going to keep that as part of it, right? When you do Facebook Live and people see what you do and they like what you're doing, believe it or not, you're giving them permission to do stuff into their life, right? Embrace when, you know what, a paint jobs, when you're painting something and that furniture holds a piece of mystery and now all of a sudden you get a really cool effect, whether you get a little bit of crackle going on or some, alligator skin looks going on. You're like, whoo, never expected that. It might be because, you know what, there's some perfume or oils or something that comes out of that wood when you saturate it, right? And it intermingles and it causes a reaction. And who knows, you're painting furniture that could be 100 years old. Who knows what's in it? But you know what you do? You embrace it and you go, well, that's kind of cool. We're going to keep that, right? When you do that sort of stuff and you speak it out loud, and when mistakes happen, like we talked about yesterday, you just roll with them. You talk about it. You go, kind of like that. Or you go, okay, we got to paint over that. Let's fix that first because I can't live with that, right? Those are all the things that people think as well, but you just voice them and you give permission to them, right? When I say to you guys, it's okay to be tired. It's okay to have mistakes in your business. You will have angry customers. You will have people that just don't get it. You will have people that show up on your lives, right? But how to deal with it. So when it happens, you don't feel like you're the only one, right? When you feel like there's days when you have no motivation. We're going to talk about how to get motivation when you feel like you just can't get off the floor, right? Because that's human. So when you show the human side of what you're doing and that's a great combination, right? Because you're giving people permission to be themselves, to be more free, right? To distress furniture, to paint furniture, all right? Who cares if you got a piece of furniture, all right? I don't even, you got a piece of furniture and it's from grandma or grandpa and you love them so much and you were lucky enough to get this piece of furniture and it has great memories tied into it, but you know what? It's in your basement and you won't bring it out because it needs some repairs or just doesn't fit whatever it is that you do. You love it, but you're not in love with it to the point where you really want to put it into your dining room as you make your home your space and put your spin onto it. You know what? You can give permission to people to go paint it because grandpa's piece of furniture that is just going to dilapidate over time. The moisture is going to get to it. Eventually, you know what? In your basement, in your storage, it's out in a storage unit and it's going to get destroyed. Who knows? There's a leak that happens. Something happens with it. You know what? Take it out and paint it. It's only wood. Yes, you could strip off paint if you really want to strip it off. It is still there. It is still grandma's piece of furniture, except you know what now? It's a statement piece and you put a beautiful pop of sunshine yellow on it and it makes you so happy every single day to see it. Don't you think that's better than it hiding and nobody ever seen it and it never seen the light of day, right? So you can be passionate about stuff in your business and you know what? You can give permission to people to be like, yeah, right? And for them to change their life, making a change, bringing a piece of furniture that's been hiding now up here into the entryway, right? That they absolutely love and they get to talk about all the time. And because they're always talking about it, people come in and touching it and feeling it and going, this is so beautiful. You're always talking about those family members that you love, right? And it's now a part of your family, So when you have a Facebook business page, stand for something versus trying to be everything to everyone, right? People will get that. And they'll love you for it. And they'll be so thankful that you encourage them to try something or to do something. Bridget says, so do you ever get trolls on Facebook Lives? Absolutely you do. You sure do. Anytime you go live, I was talking about this, was it a couple days ago? I talked about when that happens and that's definitely expected. Go back and watch that part, Bridget. I was saying that you should always expect that because when you go live and Facebook is propelling you, that means that you're doing something right because Facebook's pushing you out there to people. But I likened it like when you take a walk in the forest, okay? You're in the forest walking. Expect to see some wild animals, all right? Because when you put yourself out in public, you will have the people that just find you and they just find fun in trying to create chaos, right? Never let them win. You just go, I was wondering when you're going to show up and take care of it, ban, delete. All right, that's all you got to do. Think of it like a storefront I was saying on that video and kick them out and move them on the way home, right? Ain't nobody going to stop. Ain't nobody going to keep me down, right? And that's how you have to think it. My why is so big that some little kid across the world who showed up on a laptop computer and trying to put in rude words, you know what? That's why there's bans and there's deletes and there's block words and all those things, right? You empower yourself to shut that down so you don't shut yourself down, right? Don't let that phase you. Just keep on going. Now, you're also going to have people who show up that they might not show up and like just throw out weird words that like create like, ah, why would you say that, right? Those are just people that do that for the shock reaction. It's kind of funny, actually. And believe it or not, all the comments that you get actually goes into that platform's database of how many comments did Sonia get, right? How many comments did she get? Can actually help you. You never want to keep them on there, but overall, it's kind of funny that they're actually helping your engagement. I just delete and ban and get rid of that, right? You don't need that. Just take the riffraff out. But there's also people that will show up, and there are people that will be mean to you, and they're just normal people. They're not the trolls, right? The people who just do that for fun. They're the people that might be in your life, or the people that might stumble across you, and they watch you, and it brings up feelings like they wish they could do what you are doing. They only wish they worked on a Saturday on their business to grow their business. They only wish and dream, but never ever follow through. And we're talking about taking action here, right? That's what we do here. We actually grow and we learn things that we can do, concrete things that we can do to grow. But there are people that will watch you and be so jealous that they'll say things to you, and it's not because they know you, and it's not because you're any of those things. Just because somebody says that you are something doesn't mean you are, right? But those are people that you will never meet in your life, but they have their own issues that they have to deal with. They have their own insecurities to deal with, right? And I was talking about the whole thing of hurt people hurt people. A lot of times when you see people comment on your videos, and or any videos that you share, and it could be something that they write and you're like, that is furthest from the truth. That's just an indication of some things that they have to deal with on the inside. They just project it onto you because they have to deal with some issues on the inside, right? Case in point, I put up a video this week of the little girl on stage. Did you guys see that? And it's gone viral. I reshared it. I love that little girl. She's doing the dance and she's so funny. And first gut reaction is, that is so cute. Shared it. There are people that do not like that video. Let me tell you, right? And have said some really mean things. Like I'm talking about saying like, this is a gross video. This is like, really strong. And I'm tailoring back my words. And you have to think, that's a little girl dancing on stage. That's a time to be fun. Like let a kid be a kid, right? And you want to look at them and go, what happened to you? Like, who did not give you a hug? You need a hug today. But there are people that project their own insecurities, things that have happened to them that they have not dealt with, things that, maybe they want attention, so it hurts them to see a little girl on stage that might be 5 years old in a dress doing a funky dance and getting the audience attention. It might stir emotions of them, just feeling less than themselves because here's somebody getting attention and they didn't, and they will leave nasty comments. So you have to go into it knowing that people will come out and they will leave remarks like that aren't so nice, but that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Yes, and then I have a great partner, Matt. So yes, Matt, of course, is a Marine. So he takes no. He's like, oh no, buddy, you're out of here, right? So it does help when you have, if you have a friend or somebody, your partner, your business partner that can help you when you go live. You'll get better at it. Like I have a list of banned words. I'll show you guys how to ban words if you'd like to know how to do that. Let me know. Give me a yes below. Question for you to help steer the content that I'm going to get to quicker, and what to share here as we move forward every single day on our business chats. But yeah, it also helps when you have somebody who can watch with you, right? If you're focusing, if you can't see the comments, that sort of thing, or if you're doing something that just requires you to really be focused and it's hard to switch your focus, right? Bridget, thanks. I just want to be prepared. Now I'll have to look how to block. So I'm hearing some yeses. You guys want me to show you how to do that? I most certainly can, all right? And there are words that are just shock factor words. Yeah, and I'll talk about more about, there's things called raids. Have you guys heard about raids that happen on lives? Just be prepared so when you know when it happens, knowledge is power. And you go, I see what happening here. You totally got it under control. And raids happen. And anyway, I'll talk about more about that because we're going to be here for an hour. So this is why we're doing bite-sized pieces every single day, because there's so much for us to talk about. Knowledge is power. And the more you have, and that goes back to what I said in the very beginning, that some people think that having all the money means a successful business, right? You got to have the money, then you'll have the successful business. No, it's having the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And you can start a business from scratch like I did. I'm a testament to that. All right. You can do it the right way. and not have to feel like my business is never going to get off the ground unless I have a ton of money in my bank account, right? Diane, growing up with siblings, I have has prepared me for trolls and haters too. Funny. Oh, yes. Lena says, oh my gosh, what the heck is that? Oh, yeah, I'll show you. Chris, it will come. It will come. It just happens. The more you put yourself out there and the more Facebook starts to put yourself out there, obviously, the more times you go live, the greater chance of it happening. We're going live every single day. I've been live now. This is my 18th day going live in 2020, right? So the more you do it, the greater the chance. It's like a lottery ticket. Yes, we got this. That's right. Oh, you will get it. Absolutely. So that's the least of your worries. That's actually kind of funny when people do that. You're like, yeah, all right. I expected you. No worries. I got this. All right, my friends, I am going to jump off of here, get my day started. It's 9 o'clock. I've got some work to do. I like working on Saturday mornings when the post office is open. And I always tell you guys that I love Sundays because Sundays are my relaxing day. It's when there's no expectation of, everything slows down on a Sunday. And I love that. I don't feel the outside pressure of the world. And so I want to get my stuff done today so I can really enjoy the latter part of my Saturday into Sunday. So I'm going to take off. I hope you do something to move your business forward today. And action step, hello. I would love it if you guys would take a moment to share my Grow with Sonia Miller channel because we're going to bring more people into the community so we can be more interactive. You can meet more great people that will help us all grow our businesses. It's fun. You guys are showing up on each other's live videos. It'll unlock more content for us and we'll continue to grow this channel, this page, this community together. And second action step, I'll be over on my other channel, just my Sonia Miller, where I flip and create and I just get creative over there. So if you want to watch my vlog, I might do a live one again today. I don't know. I might. It's a snowy, blizzardy kind of day outside. So maybe I'll go live and hang out with my peeps over there today. So if you're one of those peeps, come over there and hang out with me later. Shonda says, great lesson, Sonia. You are so welcome. Cindy says, coming late to the party. It's 6 a.m. You're never too late. If you're here, then you know what? You're the winner. You are good to go. So I'm going to end this video. And then, Cindy, you can go back and watch it on replay. Lots of good information in here, especially if you want to get better with Facebook Live. Say it with me. That is one of the best things that you can do to propel your business forward. All right. Take care, my friends. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll drink some coffee. Yes, we do. Absolutely. Bye. See ya. Love those fireworks. See ya.